I let my tea get cold. Oh, this is a disaster. Am I going to have to do the shameful microwave reheat on this cup of tea? Damn it. This is the worst thing that can ever happen to a British person. I let my tea get cold. Alright, shall we look at the... now's a good chance. Let's look at this new Street Fighter 6 stuff. I've been avoiding doing gameplay reviews of the recent footage because it's been like 6-second long clips and there's only so much juice you can squeeze out of that. But this is like a full round of Marisa versus Zangief. As if by magic, the algorithm knows what I'm looking for as well. I'll kind of let it play out the first time through, rather than pausing every 15 seconds. So many target combos in this game. I think one of my takeaways from a lot of characters in Street Fighter 6 is that the developers want to move more towards target combos as a way to help beginners get started with combo structure. Marisa grappling Zangief looks so funny. They're made for each other. They should become an FGC power couple, I think. Yep. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Is this the highest quality available? This looks a little bit... Oops. Let's go for 1080. KO. That new drop kick. Zangief wins this matchup, right? Oh yeah, of course. Having played this matchup extensively, Zangief definitely beats Marisa. Damn, that damage. What's up, Altax? So I guess this is Marisa's critical art. This isn't just her level 3. I was expecting more out of that super. I thought that we were missing some of the animation, but I guess that's the whole thing. Ends it with the Siberian Blizzard as well. Alright, we got a lot to go over here. Where do I even start? So right off the bat, Zangief has this weird normal, which I don't think he's had in any previous game. It's like a forward advancing kick that hops over lows, I'm guessing. And also later on this shows us it's a punish counter that gives you a full combo on hit. It also looks surprisingly safe. Like, I would have expected a big slow forward moving heavy kick like this to be punishable. But if you notice Zangief does it, I'm just going to slow the footage down a little bit. Zangief does it. And the crouch jab whiffs. So maybe it's more unsafe, but you have to press like a longer range button. But I'm surprised that the jab didn't connect there. So we got Marisa's big buttons. She got armor break properties, so she just ignores Zangief's armor. So this is Zangief's Charge Fierce. He has this in Street Fighter 5. It looks a little bit different in this game. Now the thing about Charge Fierce in Street Fighter 5 is it's a weird move. It's armored, but only in like a specific part of Zangief's chest. So you can only armor through normals if they connect against Zangief at a certain height in Street Fighter 5. It's a weird property that he has. Now that's what's also happening in this game, it seems, but we don't really get a good chance to see if like this is fully armored now, or if it's still just like upper body armored. There's the drive rush. Look how far that drive rush goes. Zangief is sprinting. So Zangief gets a knockdown here and is able to chase down a wake up from pretty much full screen into Oki on back roll. Like, this is wild compared to Street Fighter V Zangief. In Street Fighter V, if Gief gets a knockdown on anything other than like heavy or EX SPD, you get no Oki. He absolutely cannot chase things down at all with his movement in 5. They've definitely given him a massive upgrade in the movement department that he can chase down a full screen knockdown. There's the headbutt, crouch light kick, stand light punch. Doesn't finish it. I sort of assume that you can do light lariat there, but we don't know for sure. And then Marisa has a target combo here. I think this probably ends up being something like crouch medium punch twice. But it's it leads to a knockdown. Maybe it's crouch fierce twice. Not sure. I think Manon has something similar. Gief gets the perfect parry into the punish counter SPD. Now, this is one thing I wanted to check, because a lot of people were talking about whether perfect parries have too much scaling. And I was curious to see if more recent builds of the game since the beta tests had reduced the scaling. And no, perfect parries still have extremely harsh scaling, because this damage up here, this chunk of yellow, is pretty much exactly half of the full damage SPD later on. I did check this. So it seems like perfect parries still give you 50% scaling on the as like your starter. Does a ton of drive gauge damage though. Whiffs that, but still gets the EX SPD. Yeah, that's what a full damage EX SPD does. What was that, like 35%? Gets hit out of the drive rush. Two Leviathan characters just swinging heavies at each other. It's looking like Street Fighter V right now. Swinging heavies like that. There's everyone's favourite command grab. And it also looks like I'm noticing a trend in Street Fighter 6 of command grabs leaving you very far away on hit. I mean, Gief pretty much rolls back to full screen after his command grab, and they have this little extra animation after Marisa's command grab where she kicks you away. And obviously until we know the exact frames, I can't be certain of this, but it does seem like they're making a concerted effort to not make looping command grabs a thing. Even with a drive rush, I'm not sure you'd be able to cover that much ground in that little time. That's a good norm, by the way. Look how much distance that covers in like a short amount of time. I just want to call attention to this one Marisa normal. Is this like stand medium punch? She's like 2/3 screen away. Bam. That's like Luke's stand medium punch on crack. No more Vortex. I'll miss the SPD Vortex. I won't. I much prefer... I think I've talked about this before, but my ideal grappler is one that can actually compete in neutral, but then SPD resets back to neutral. I much prefer this kind of grappler to the SF5 grapplers, like, or the SF5 Gief at least, who has absolutely garbage neutral, garbage wake up, garbage movement, and then if he gets in once, he can just blender you to death. I think that's such a boring and unstable way to design a grappler. Like, you have to be a literal gambling addict to enjoy Gief's game plan in Street Fighter V at high level. Every matchup is like a struggle in neutral for Gief. Alright, what is going on here? What is going on here? Someone please tell me. I watched this back about 5 times and I still don't fully understand what this is. I thought at first that this was like his jump heavy kick having a unique punish counter effect. But it looks like he starts doing it like the second that you leave the ground. Like, you notice that like the second that he leaves the ground, he's already starting up the drop kick. So is this like a charged command normal? Is it charged jump heavy kick? Is it charged grounded drop kick? Causes him to go into space? I don't know what this is. But it sends the opponent to full screen and wall splats them on counter hit. So it's hard to tell what that is. I don't know if you get even like a combo off this mid-screen. It leaves you full screen, but maybe Geef can drive rush to follow this up. I don't know. This is wild. Charge heavy kick. It reminds me a little bit of King of Fighters 13 Raiden. In King of Fighters 13, Raiden can charge his kick normals to give you like a super powered drop kick, but in Raiden's case, it doesn't make him go flying up into the sky. But this kind of like big charged drop kick that just completely obliterates your opponent on hit. That's wild. Geef has definitely got a lot of new tools to play with in this game. Oh yeah, so this is the normal that we saw at the start, the forward advancing heavy kick thing. It seems to go over lows, and he gets a punish counter, which ground bounces. He has this little chopping upwards normal. I'm assuming this is crouch medium punch, possibly? And that seems to continue the juggle. So I'm thinking this goes into level 1. Yeah, we know from the previous footage that Geef's level 1 is an anti-air grab. I think it's quite likely that that little launcher normal there could go into his level 1 super. Oh yeah, and for people who keep saying, this is like, I think this is so funny, for people who keep saying that Green Hand needs to come back, he has Green Hand, look, it's right here. Green Hand is back. It's called Drive Rush into Stand Medium Punch, and it's better than Green Hand in almost every way. Because by Drive Rush cancelling Stand Medium Punch, he gets in close, but also is plus on block here and gets a tick SPD. And it does a big chunk of damage. This is kind of interesting because Marisa has a bunch of moves which are armored and a bunch of moves which break armor. I've lost it now. Where is it? So her power dunk thing, her Terry Bogard power dunk, it seems to have armor on startup and also armor breaking properties on active, which is kind of interesting. So she can armor through stuff with this normal and also break your armor with it. It breaks Geef's armor. Marisa is a monster. Gets the command grab again. Stance into the kick of some sort. Oh, and this is the target combo we saw in the other trailer. I guess it's like medium punch 3 times. Kind of interesting. I like this though because stand medium punch has historically been one of Geef's best buttons. The throat chop in both Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 is one of his best pokes. But the downside of stand medium punch has always been it doesn't really lead to anything. You just sit in neutral spamming medium punch and just hoping that you get the occasional hit to wear your opponent down. So I like that he actually has some option to convert off this button. Even if it is only a target combo. There's the drop kick again. This stage looks pretty nice as well. Reminds me a little bit, funny enough, this stage reminds me a little bit of Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I think Street Fighter Cross Tekken had a stage that was also at like a steelworks or a forge or something. Is that charge fierce again? It's the drive rush pressure. And again, there it is. Green Hand, eat your heart out, because now anytime Geef gets a knockdown, he's going to be doing drive rush stand medium punch. And you've got to guess, or you're going to get scooped. I'm assuming his level 3 is a grab. I don't know how fast it is, but I'm 99.9% sure this is a command grab. Five frame startup before the freeze. Okay, so it's not 1 or 2. But even still, as long as it's... All that really matters is that it's 0 frames after the freeze. As long as it's unescapable after the animation, it's still good. This combo felt like it probably was a missed opportunity. I feel like, I mean, I've got nothing to base this on other than speculation, but I feel like if you get a drive impact into the corner that wall splats, I'm 99% sure it's not optimal to do crouch medium punch into a single hit EX lariat. I'm sure he gets more than that, but we don't quite know what yet. Because this does like no damage and it costs like 3 bars of drive gauge for very little damage. There's the regular throw. And we get the level 3 from Marisa. I like the little heart-shaped imprint she leaves on your face in the level 3. This is how you know she loves you. She leaves the little heart shape behind. And then this is the most scripted thing I've ever seen in my life. She does the forward advancing kick special. This thing, I forget what it's called, and Zangief punishes it. Whoops. With Thunderstorm. Haters will say it's scripted. I'm a hater. Thunderstorm, I cannot see a way for this move to be good. I'm sorry. I'm a Thunderstorm denier. There is no way this move is going to be good in Street Fighter 6. It's the worst normal in the world in Street Fighter 5. Even if they've expanded Thunderstorm to beat every single kick normal in the game, regardless of like where the kick connects, this thing is still going to be absolutely useless, I predict. It's my hard read. Feel free to clip this and then rub it in my face 3 months from now when it turns out Thunderstorm is actually really good. But yeah, yeah, I still can't see the utility of such a specific counter. Looks cool though. I like the animation. Overall, I think they both look really cool. I'm more interested in Zangief now than I was initially. I had no interest in Zangief to begin with. He's still not exactly my first order of priority right now, but I'm at least curious to see what he can do. I like that they've made him more mobile in neutral. I didn't even talk about this really, but Zangief's walk speed in Street Fighter 6, as well as his drive rush giving him mobility. It looks like his walk speed is significantly faster as well. We see the little bits of movement here and there. It actually looks like he can get around the screen better. And for a character like Zangief, walk speed is a very important thing. One of the reasons he feels so terrible to control in Street Fighter 5 is how unbelievably slow he moves. He's got like one of the slowest dashes in the game. His walk speed is abysmal. So Zangief with mobility is a terrifying prospect, but also one that I'm curious about myself.